Hi, myself Lakshmi. Anyone finished Excel case study?
No, not completely here. Only half done.
Yeah, I have few doubts. If anyone, I can catch later. If anyone, I don't want to waste time here. So I thought of asking you guys if I have
Yeah, we
few doubts.
can talk in group then.
Yeah, we can
What?
clarify our doubts first within, then we can ask if we don't get right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. I wanted to know if anyone has done that airlines one.
Yeah,
That
Airline.
is the case study, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
No,
you
so
also had the same question?
yeah.
yeah, this festival started. We all started concentrating in this one, and we have left that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we need to complete at least in this long weekend.
In airlines, that I didn't. I don't understand even question number 6 and 7.
Mm.
At least you have seen those questions. I need to half only have completed.
I forgot that Excel now concentrating on SQL and I'm
Yeah,
forgetting that.
that's what this SQ seems to be interesting, no? So we have left that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think airlines a bit confusing also.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
to do, where to
we
do, I
can
don't know.
use this WhatsApp group and we can share our answers and we can help each other. That is the best way, I think.
Yeah, we can clarify
Yeah,
our doubts
Yeah.
also within ourselves
yeah,
first.
that's true.
Who is our next class on Monday?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi, good evening.
Hi. Hi.
yeah.
So, should we start?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, just open the system. Okay. So, let's start, everyone. So, anything you would like to ask before I proceed ahead? Anything you think
Yeah,
let's say.
yesterday I was asking about a rank function in SQL.
See, rank also I can tell you right now. Is there some record? Because I wanted to cover it under that part. So, but still, I'll just show you over here.
Amit, when you explain this rank, right, can you please include dense rank and row num also? What happened here? Divya is the host now.
Yeah, I think some. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Just give me a second, class. I think there's some network issue that happened. Okay. So, like you have some time over here. Suppose it's a data regarding the race. So A finished the race in 5 minutes. B finished the race in 7 minutes. C also finished the race in 7 minutes. D finished the race, suppose, in 4 minutes, right? And we had this E finished the race in 8 and 9 minutes. Okay. Now, so this is the data that we have. So ranking is like normal rank, right? You have to rank the people that, okay, the person who would have completed the race in lowest time, they will get the rank one, right? Like for example, D, he is going to get rank one, and then A, this guy is going to get the rank two, right? And then it comes to when B and C, these are the two people who have got the same they completed the race in the same time. So it was like a tie. So this guy will get a rank three, this guy will get a rank three. Okay. Now, basically, what happened is there are two ways by which we can do the ranking. One is called as rank in terms of SQL, another is called as dense rank. Okay. So now there were two people who had the same rank. So what normal ranking is going to do is the normal ranking is going to skip one of the rank and it will give the rank as 5, and this will get the rank 6, right? Because there were two people with the same rank 3. So now SQ is going to skip 4. The next person is straight away going to get 5, and then after that we normal 6. And but in the same case, if you use dense rank, this guy got 1, this guy got 2, this guy got 3. Now if you use dense rank function, SQL is not going to skip the rank. This guy will get 4 and this guy will get 5. Right? Now this is basically how ranking is done. Now ranking can be done two ways, right? It can be ascending or descending, right? Like for example, if this was the data of race, I said that the lowest, the person, the participant who completed the race in lowest time, he should be given rank 1. But if suppose at the same time, if this would have been the score in the examinations, my ranking would have happened the another way, right? If this was the score, the person who would have got the highest score, this he would have got 1, he would have got 2, these two guys would have got 3, right? And the 5 would have got the rank as 5 and 6. Correct? This is how I would have done the ranking. Okay. So this is basically we use the function that we use the ranking function for. So if I now come back to this, what I want to do is I want to suppose rank the sales, right? Wherever the highest sale happened, I want to give that as the rank 1. So I will say select, I'll just pick the column of sales, comma, rank over, right? You say it's just like order by rank over sales So just do this and you'll get the output. I just try to see the output once. I'll just be back in just a minute.
Can we use this rank in the where clause to get particular rank? Like if I want to get only second rank, who is got second rank or who got third rank?
I don't know. Yeah, even I need some explanation on this syntax first.
He.
He went for a while. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he's there.
No. I was just typing my question so that I can ask when he joined.
That is syntax, like rank
Yeah.
over order. Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah. So did you all try this function?
Yeah, got the same output and got the concept. And can you please clarify the syntax for me?
So this is basically ranking. So what it has done is it has just sorted the data right in descending order, and the
Okay.
highest sale is given the rank 1. And now if you just come down as the rank is going down, you can see the ranking is increasing. And now if you see, there were 2 items where the sale was same,
Okay.
right? So they both got the rank as 21. And if you see, so because I use the rank function, so it has skipped the rank 22. The next item gets the rank 23 over.
Oh, I got it. Since same okay. If I'm wrong, since if in academics, right, if same person holds the same rank, the next position is already taken. It's like, and it will skip that
Yes.
position number. Okay.
It skips that. So there are supposed
The
3 people.
syntax, rank up got it. Over by sales. No, this over
This is the technique we use. We say rank.
Okay.
So we are doing ranking over what field do you want to rank, right? So this is, you say that order. So it's basically sorting and then numbering of the data. If you wanted to do it the other way around, you would, if it was ascending. So
Okay.
if you do that, so now the smallest sale will get the rank 1.
Okay. Yeah, in real-time scenarios, right, from organization perspective, why do we use these ranks or where?
So ranking is just normal, right? So like, for example, if I ask you that I want to find that the person who's, who has got the third highest marks. So you can use rank, right? On what day you got the third highest sales, fifth highest sales, or normal ranking also, right? Like what we do is, like, for example, you have a regional data with you. So you have some data of region. So you want to just give them the ranking, like the region which has the highest sale, rank them according to the sale that they have generated, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where you can use the rank. It's normal, just giving
Oh,
that the rank to that any type of data that you have.
okay, you mean to say by use of this ranking, it will help in creating
Hmm. The normal just give that ordering of the ranking with the data, right? So we say rank. Now, because the function is a little different over here, the reason for that is because the ranking function is taking the help of order by in order to do the sorting. Okay. And secondly, ranking also gives you one more feature which is called as partition. Okay, which is called as partition. So suppose this data was for, this is the type of the race. This is the type, right? This was a 100 meter. And I was saying this was a 200-meter race, right? And we have the data of some marathon as well. Okay, we have the data of marathon. So in the marathon, there were some other people who ran, right? There was G, H, I, J, K, right? So these people were the guys who actually took part in marathon. And now if I show the time over here, so suppose this guy took 20 minutes to complete the race. This guy took 18 minutes. This guy took 24, 24, and 26. Okay, now this is the data that you have. Now, one way is that if this is the data and these are the people, I rank all of them together, right? But that won't be fair because these people were running in the marathon race and these people were running in the 200-meter race. So technically, the ranking should happen differently for these people and differently for these people. Okay, so if you want that thing to happen, you can partition the data also, right? Like for example, if this was the data, okay, now we have categories with us, right? So this we have the categories, like this data was of office of this cell is of office supplies, this is of technology, right? So we know that that in office supplies that there are items majorly which have the low pricing, and in technology we have the items which are high pricing. Right now when I did the ranking, I just did it for all the data, right? Wherever the sale is, I'm just ranking them. So it won't be fair that I am comparing the rank of category A with category B, category B with category C, because they all have their own set of items. So what I would like to do is I would like to do the ranking separately. So I will just add a clause. Let me say let's select star. Let's select complete data. I will say partition by category, right? So what I'm doing now is we are adding this, we are breaking the data by, we are partitioning the data on the basis of, we are just breaking the data on the basis of partition by category. We are splitting the data by category and then ranking on the base of sales. So now if you execute this, right? So you will see now the data has been partitioned. So first you have all the data of furniture, right? So ranking of furniture is happening. You will see over here, right? So ranking of furniture is started from 1. So we will see now after the furniture, when the ranking of office supply starts, it starts fresh from 1, right? Same way, the ranking of technology, the next category that it will start, it will again start from 1. So we are ranking the data based on the category. So this is the another variable that you can add when you are ranking your data. Making sense? So we have said partitioning, split the data, and if you want the ranking to be in descending order or ascending order, based on that, you do it. And similar to this, we have another function that is dense rank, right? So if instead of rank, if you will use dense rank, now this is a function. What this will do is this is not going to skip the ranks. Okay, like in this we saw that the rank was skipped. So let me just use without partition for a moment. Just make it descending. Yes, if you will now see 1, 2, 3. So we saw that there were two values where the rank was same. So 21, 21. So now dense rank has not skipped 22. It is giving 22 and 23. So rank function skips that, but dense rank doesn't. Making sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Can we use the rank function in the where clause? Like if I want to get some who got second sales or third sales like that, can we use this in the where clause?
No. So you'll have to use it in the subquery. You won't be able to use it directly in the where clause. You will have to use it in the subquery. Now this where the rank function.
Okay.
So we'll be talking about, I'll be taking on the subquery. So that way we will have to use it.
Okay.
Is where class allowed here in rank or no?
I mean, yeah, we can use it, but we will have to use it with the subquery.
Okay.
In the way. So if you want to find the data where rank is equals to 5, 3, 2, 1, we can do it.
Amit, can I use a multi-partitioning like partitioning by category, or only one partition is allowed? Oh, no, he went again offline. Hey, Dev, you are the host now. Teach us something here. We are waiting.
I think subcategory is working in partition. I mean, multiple fields. I gave you, I
Okay.
gave partition by category and subcategory, but it's
Okay.
working.
Okay, okay. Let me try that. You gave partition by category and or you repeated the same syntax once again.
Oh, I gave this, I'm unmuted and I'm talking. I gave just comma and subcategory.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Let me try that.
Yeah. In chat, I pasted.
Yeah, yeah. Is he joining? I couldn't see him.
Hello. Hey, hi everyone. I'm very sorry. Actually, last night, my dog, he actually chew off my this internet cable with this broadband cable.
Okay.
So I have to make that arrangement. I have to just, I'm trying to stick it together so it just works. It was just, maybe around 10:30 that I will come to repair that. Okay. Yeah. So we were here. Just a second. Now looks more like SQL servers. I'm really sorry, guys. You are having a very bad experience.
Yeah, no problem. I thought it's a holiday for us since you left for a while.
You guys have something tomorrow or on Monday? I saw that Pawan's message for long weekend.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I think
long weekend for us.
Oh, okay. So a lot of things. Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing some noises now. It's okay.
So now other things controlled in terms of COVID over there. So other things I heard like a lot of places the masks are also now something like.
Yeah, in Texas, the mayor announced even before a month it is not required to wear a mask, but we are all wearing masks if we move out.
I mean, still, you all are vaccinated now? Or
Yeah,
what is it?
already done before couple of months itself, 2 dosages.
Or okay, both the doses are done.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Like in India, they have increased that time period now because the people who got COVID, so for them they can get after 3 months. So I got
Yeah.
COVID positive in April, so I have to wait up till June, July.
Anyway, you have antibodies now. So
There are a lot of researches coming. Like I was just studying another research that they are saying that even although I got very mild symptoms. Mine was not that the severe ones, but I was reading that study that the people who got that mild also COVID. So for them, they will be able to generate the antibodies for over a year. But I've heard the cases where people are getting COVID positive. I mean, they're getting COVID again as well after 2 months or 3 months. I mean, although those cases are very less, very rare, but still, I mean, I have heard that thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, you should not get RT-PCR done again. I think you should get that antibody testing. I don't know what that is called, because the result shows positive even after like 1 or 2 months, even if you don't have any symptoms, nothing as such. And you cannot transfer it to somebody else also. So it's still
The dead cells are still there. They say that the dead cells of COVID are still there due to which that COVID RT-PCR again comes positive.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't got, so I, after 10-15 days when I started I got that, my things are fine, because I lost my taste buds and I lost my the smelling power also. But after 3-4 days, they came back. So then I was like, okay, now I have recovered. So then I started doing my usual stuff.
Yeah. Even the Arogya Setu app, it turns green after 14 days. I mean,
It also turns, yes, it also turns green. Never know, right? Because what kind of disease is this? Because in my house we have 4 people, and all 3 of us got COVID positive, and my brother's wife, she didn't got COVID. I mean, I was like, okay. So she was between that all the COVID atmosphere, but she didn't got.
Nice.
So let's start. So ranking. I hope now that is clear, right? So shall I start forward? So this ranking and dense ranking.
Yeah, got it.
So these are basically functions, right? So we will be exploring more functions as well, some text functions and some, the numerical functions and date functions, which will help us in doing a lot of stuff. So now what we are going to do is, yesterday we were talking about the set operators, right? So we talked about union, union all, intersect, except. So today we are going to talk on the terms of joins, right? So now what are joins? Basically, when you have the data something like this, right? You have the ID of a person. Suppose I have a name of a person and I have the ID of a person, right? So let's take ID and name. ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the name is A, B, C, D, and E. And I have another table in which I have the ID and the age 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the age is given to me. Okay, so now what I would like to do is, since I have the data in 2 tables, I would like to combine them, right? So now if we see over here, definitely I cannot combine these 2 data sets like one below the another, right? I cannot put this data below this data because it won't make sense, right? Because I know that ID1, his name is this and his age is this. So rather what I would like to do is, I would like to see this data like this, right? Where I can see the ID, the name, and the age. Right, this is how I would like to see the data now. So I have 1, the name. So how will I do it? So I will say, okay, name 1, the ID 1, his name is A, and his age is 21. So ID is something that is helping me in order to combine these 2 data sets together, right? Because ID to ID, I am combining the data over here. So when we talk of joins, right? So joins are divided into 2 parts: inner join and an outer join. So outer join is further divided into parts, like you have left outer, you have right outer, and you have full join. Okay, so we have 3 type of outer joins with us and 1 inner join, right? So now what is an inner join? Inner join is like when you combine the 2 tables, in the final output, you are only going to get the common data, right? Like for example, if I join these 2 tables, this and this. So what is going to happen is, if I see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are the IDs that are present in both the tables. So 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to get only this data in the final output if I make an inner join, right? So if I create an inner join, it is going to give me only this data, which is common, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is called as inner join, right? Common data, right? Like it's like intersect, but intersect is not exactly where we horizontally combine it. It's just a one below the another. But if we talk in the terms of concept scenario, so intersect or inner, something like that, right? So this is inner join. So right now we will first understand the concept, then we will come to the syntax. Then what we have is, these are two tables that we are talking about, right? Table 1 and table 2. So let's assume that this is left table. This is a left table. And this is a right table. Okay. Now left join means that you get complete data from the left table and matching data from the right table. So I think what will happen now is, you will get all the 5 IDs, and when it comes to age, so we know the age of 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we don't know the age of 5. So that will become null, right? This will become null because we don't know, right? Because as a left join, it gives the complete data from the left table. And same way, you have a right join. Okay. So in the right join, what happen is, if you make a right join, so we will have complete data from the right table, as in you will get all these things. And when it comes to picking the name, you will get the name of 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That is A, B, C, D. The name you will get, but for 6 you don't know the name, so this will become null, right? So this is something that is called as your left join over here, where what is happening is the data, if you make a left join, all the data from the left table and matching data from the right table. If you make a right join, all the data from the right table and matching data from the left table. So if you write it, this is left join. And this is right join. And then we have last type of join, that is full join, right? So now full join, you can, now you can all tell, like, this is something that gives you complete data. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. You will get 5 also. You will get 6 also. What is the age of 5? We don't know. What is the name of 5? That is E. What is the name of 6? What is the age of 6? 23. What is the name of 6? We don't know. So the full join is going to give you the complete data from the two tables. Okay. So are we all clear on the concept, the different type of joins that we have? Inner, left, right, and full.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's jump over here to the SQL. And now what we will do is we will see this. So let's do one thing. Let's use this database. So just to understand these things quickly, I'll create the two tables, right? So create table. This is one, and then we have okay. So this is, I'll share on the chat also. So he's making some. Okay. Are you all able to make these tables? Right. So we have this select star from table age. Okay. So now what I would like to do is let's see how do we join. So first of all, we will see the inner join. See, the concept of join remains the same. So if I say select star from table name, and I will say inner join, right? I want to now join this table with table age. Okay. Then you have to specify on, right? On as in which are the common columns between the two tables. So what we do is we can give alias name to this table. Let's call this table name as N, and let's call this table as A. So you can give alias name to the tables also, right? Like we gave the alias name to the columns, right? Like this sum of sale as this or anything like that. So you can give the alias name to the table also. The table name as N, table age as A. On, now what you do is you write on and you have to specify which are the common column. So ID column in table 1 and ID column in table 2, they are the same. So you will say n dot id is equal to a dot id, right? In the table this column id is equal to, in table this column id. So that is how you make an inner join. So now if you execute it, so you will get the data only for 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right? So you get the data only for 1, 2, 3 and 4. So ID name, ID age. So ID is coming definitely twice because we have written star. So all the columns of table 1 and all the columns of table 2. Okay, so please try this. Now, if you will see over here, right, like in this table, what had happened was that in both the tables, table age and table name, right? If I show you this, so what is happening right now is the name of the column is same, ID over here and ID over here. If suppose the common column was, the name was different. Suppose over here the name of the column was ID and over here the name of the column was student ID, right? Suppose the name of the columns were different. So in that case, I could have written simply like this also, that ID equal to student ID, right? I would have written this like this, ID equal to student ID. Okay. Why so? The reason why I have to write the table name if both the column names are same, that why I have to write like this is because if I don't write a table name, right? If I will not write the table name, I'll write simply ID equal to ID. So what will happen is SQL will get confused. Okay, SQL will be like that. Okay, this column of ID is coming in this table also and this table also. So with which table you are referring to? And the same, this ID is coming again in this table also and in this table also. So it will get ambiguous. It will give you ambiguity error, right? So if I show you now also, if I show you this thing, if I say, if I run this, it is going to give ambiguous column ID, right? So it is not able to recognize, like, this says ambiguous column name ID, this, it's confusing. And same is this, because it can't recognize in which table this column is. So if the column names are same, you will have to give the table name also so that SQL get to know that in which table, of which table ID you are referring. Okay. So did you all try this? Are you all able to give the output? Right? And if you want
Yes.
to see only selective columns, right? So you can just write instead of like this over here. You want only respective column, you can write that, right? Instead of asterisk, you want the ID to be coming once. So you will have to say n dot ID, comma, now name, comma, age. They are unique columns. So I don't need to give the table name again over there. So I can filter the data out that I only want to see them like this. Okay. Now exactly same way, if you want to make a left join, right? So if you want to make a left join, it will become like this. So if I come over here and I say that instead of inner join, I use left join. So it is going to give me complete data from the left table and matching data on the right table. Right? So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. Now age is not available of 5, so it is coming as 9. Okay. And now you can all try the right join also, right? Instead of left, if you will write the right over here, so it gives you complete data on the right table and matching on the left table. right? So if you see now, this ID is coming null. Why? Can anyone tell me why this ID is coming null? Because if you see, I have called the ID column from the name table, and name is my left and age is my right. So I should have actually written a dot age because I have to pick up the ID from the a table, age table. Then it will come. And now same in the same fashion, if I use a full join, right, this is going to give you complete data. So you get 5 also, 6 also. So let's write star over here instead of this. Okay. So this was to understand the concept, right? So now what we will do over here is we will do a practical question on this. Now, for example, if you know that we had two tables, orders and returns. So these are two tables that we are using. So now if we execute it, in this orders table, we have all the orders that we sold and this is the returns. Now what I want to see is I want to see the complete information of the orders that were returned, right? I want to see like the orders that were returned, which products were purchased in them, and what was the sales amount, profit, and all. So I want to see the complete information of the orders that were returned. So how can I get it? How can I fetch that information? Yep. Anyone? Right. So this is table one. I have all the orders and returns. Table two, which have just the order ID that were returned. So you should right join, right? So I can use either right join or I can use a inner join, right? Because inner join will give me the common data, right? That means the orders that were returned, they will only be the one which I have sold. So they will be present in the orders table also. Out of these, some orders were returned, so I'll get they were over here. They are present in both. So I can either use a right join or I can use an inner join. So if I come over here, I copy this and I say select star from orders, inner join returns on, let me call this table as O, this table as R, on O dot order ID equal to R dot order ID. So I am saying these are the two common columns. So if I now execute it, I get the complete information. So first of all, I have all the columns coming from, you see, order ID from that orders table. And in the returns table, there were two columns, returned and order ID. I can see that order ID coming over here. Okay. So now, please remember one thing, right? When you make a join, okay, if you make a join, suppose this is a table that I have, and this is another table in which I have the ID and the subjects, right? I am saying one ID one, he is studying Excel and Python. And this person two This guy is studying, suppose Excel, Python, and SQL. Okay, so I've mentioned this over here. So now what is going to happen over here is that if you talk about these two tables, now if you join them, right? So if you will join these two tables, if I make an inner join, now if you see ID 1, so if it is coming once over here, this is going to combine with all the three rows that you have, right? 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2. And when you talk about 2, it will combine with all the three rows, right? So your final output will be like this, that ID, name, and the subjects. ID is 1 and 1, name is A and A, subject will be Excel and Python. And then for when you talk of 2, it is going to come thrice. His name is B to B to B, and the subjects are B. Right? This is how the output becomes when you have joined. If you have multiple records, all the records are going to be joined to one another. Okay, please take care of this thing. So if you see one got combined with all the two records, two got combined with all the three records. And same way, if suppose in this table also the data was present twice by mistake or something like that. Suppose I am saying ID1A, ID1B, ID2C, ID2D, right? So now what will happen is if you join these two tables, right? This table with this table, ID to ID. Now how many records you will get, right? So if you now join these two, now this ID1A, this will get combined with both the two rows. Then 1B, this will get combined with both the two rows. Then same way 2 is going to get combined with all the three rows, and this 2 is going to get combined with three rows. So you will get, right? You will get 4 plus 6, 10 rows in the output. So you will get ID, name, and subjects. So first of all, 1A is going to be combined with the same, right? 1A is going to be combined with Excel and Python. Then what will happen is you will get 1B combining over here, and the same thing will repeat for 2 also. Is this part clear? Like how this number of rows will be generated?
Yeah.
And this is the same thing that has happened over here in this query also, right? If you will see in the returns table, every order ID is mentioned only once, that this order ID was returned. Right now it can happen that in that order there were multiple items that were purchased, right? So if I go into the orders table, you will see that that like this, in this order, right, this two products were purchased. If you come in this order ID, there were a lot of orders that were purchased, right? There were like 3 products that were purchased. So now 4 products. Now if you see, this order ID is coming 4 times, and if suppose it was returned, it will be present only once in the returns table. So if you will join, so for this order ID you are going to get 4 records in the output. So the same way the output would have been generated now over here also. So in the returns table, every order ID is present once. So if you see right now, this same order ID, return order ID, is coming 6, 7 times. Why? Because this was coming 6 or 7 times in the table 1, as there were multiple products that were purchased by the customer. Yes, it is one to many. Perfect. That is exactly the same. Like in the returns table, it is once, and in that orders table, it is coming many times, one to many.
Okay.
Okay. So now once the table becomes like this, right? Now once the table becomes like this, now like you can use anything that you want, right? Your grouping, where clause, sorting, whatever you want to do, you can use it right the same fashion, the same way. Okay. So now, for example, if I ask you, let's write a simple query over here. Uh, Calculate the total sales lost due to returns. Can you calculate it? Right, so total sales loss means, I mean, because if I return the order, definitely I'll have to return back the money also, right? So that's like a sales loss. So if you see over here, right, this joint data that we have, right? This is the sales. Now, can I say that if I add this sales, this is the sales that I lost, because this is the sales that I'm getting for the orders that were returned, right? So if I see this complete data right now that I have, this is for the orders that were returned. So the sales value is also for the returns. So if I simply sum it up, if I say select sum of sales that I'm getting after joining the two tables, don't you think that this is the sales that was lost due to the orders that were returned? Right? Okay. Fetch the data for the orders that were not returned. Now I want to see the data of all those orders that were not returned. You know? Right, so if I come over here, the same query, right? So if I come over here and I just select star, instead of writing an inner join, if I make a left join, right, that will give me complete data from orders. That means it will have the orders that were returned and not returned both. So if I run, right, so let's first execute it. So now I get complete data from the left table. So how can I identify which order was returned and which was not? From here, right, if this is coming as null, that means this data is not present in the returns table. That means it is not returned, correct? And if I come down over here, If you see now, this order ID is present over here. This is matching. That means this is present in the returns also, and this is present in the orders also. Now that means this order was not returned. Oh, this order was returned, and this was not returned. So I only want to keep that data, that where r dot order ID, right? Returned order ID is null. If that is null, that means that order was not returned. Now I get the data of only those orders which were not returned by the customer. Correct? Yes, everyone? Lakshmi, Deepa.
Yeah, see, using the left join, right? You want all the data from the orders table and also the matching records from both. That is what left join, right?
Correct.
Okay. And where this is R dot returns order ID is null. I need some clarification on this.
So I'm saying that only the null that
Yeah.
I want. Like for example, if we were doing in the Excel, now this was the data that we created, right? So when I was making a left join, so over here for that person 5, I don't know his age. His age was not present. This was coming as null.
Yeah.
Now I basically want that I am saying that I want to keep the data of only those people for whom I know the age, right? So I'm saying where, or maybe I can say my query is that I want to see the data of only those people whose age is not available. So I will say where this age is null,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
this will give me only 5, that this is the person whose age is not available. So I will make this 5 is null. So just using that null condition to get the orders which are not returned. So basically now in this table, what we have is, in this data, what we have is we have 2 tables. So returns, the order IDs that were returned. So when I join them, so if we see this output, so this is how it comes, right? So we see that if so, what will now this going to do is, so this is going to do is in the left table, this order ID is going into the right table and it find that whether it is present. If it is
Yeah.
not present, it will come null. That
Yes.
means it was not returned, right?
Okay, you're extracting all the null values from the return. Okay, okay, the condition.
From the
Okay.
return, yeah.
Okay, 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 got it.
Okay. So now you know what I'll do. What I'll be doing is uh, I'll just upload a case study right now on this Google Classroom. Right, I'm just doing it right away. It's a SQL case study. Okay, so this is what I'll be uploading. You have questions. There's a file of questions inside it. Okay, there are 3 tables. The questions are given to you. What questions are supposed to be done now, and you have 3 files. You will have to load the data from these 3 uh, Excel, the Excel files, right, to make that database. So so basically there are, yeah, these are the 3 files that you have. So I'll be just putting that up so that you will first load the data from these CSV files into your database, and then you will start working on it. Okay, and these are the questions that I have given. So I mean, in the long weekend, I mean, if you would like to spend some time, you can maybe, you know, in whatever in your free time, you can practice on it. And you will have some questions of joins in your the previous 2 case studies also, so you can try them. But that is not, we will be also doing a lot more questions in the classroom as well, right? So we will be talking about a lot of other type of joins, self joins, and all those things. So we will be doing a lot of stuff and some complex questions in the classroom also in the next week. Okay. So what I'll do is, in the meantime, let me just upload this case study over here. So I have just uploaded this over there. Yeah, done. So row number is exactly the same stuff that we saw in that the function that was the ranking.
Okay.
Sorry, I think I again lost. See, row number is exactly the same thing. We just use it to get the row numbers, right? I say over order by sales, right? And let's make it descending from orders. See, row number is just going to give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is what, as the name also tells, give the row numbers. So if you will see now, the output that you will get, it will sort the data in the descending order and it will start giving the numbers.
No, except the row underscore number word, right, seems somewhat similar to the ranking syntax. So I'm just wondering
It's
what.
the same rank function, row number, and dense rank. These three functions are used the same way.
Okay.
So just everything is same. This is instead of function we use it. So if you see highest sale, it is giving row numbering. And don't confuse it with rank. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you
Yeah.
remember, there were two sales values which were same that we were looking at. So like these two. So it doesn't give them the same ranking and all. It just counts them out. 21, 22, 23, 24. It's just a numbering that you're giving. That's it. So if you have 9970 rows, you will get the last row number as 9970. So you have these many rows, this is the number that you got.
Okay.
And if you want to do the row numbering by partitioning, you can do that also. You can add partition also. Partition by category. So the same thing will happen. It will give the row numbering separately for furniture, then office supplies and technology. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's just assigning the numbers for each rows.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Let me note the syntax.
You see the same thing will happen over here. Row numbering. So furniture, and then when the office supplies comes, so it starts the numbering again.
this row number used widely in real time scenarios?
So sometimes it happens that you have to just pick the first 10 rows for each category, right? You have to pick 10 rows, the sample data you are trying to create. You have to pick 20-30 rows from each category. So you can use this. So you
Okay.
can say that partition by, and you say that where row is less than equal to 10. So you will be able to pick those 10 rows from each category.
Okay. I can also use top, right? Top of what column I want, how
But
many
if you
numbers.
stop, but it will give you the complete data. It will not give you for each category.
Okay, okay.
From that entire data set, it will pick the first 10 rows.
Okay, okay, okay. Here I can divide the data according to the. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, guys. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thank you for the session, Amit. Bye, guys. Happy weekend.
Thank you for the session.
Thank you.
Bye
Sir.
all.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye.
all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.